the program there. But you want to go ahead and ask people.
Charlie, come down. Yes, sir. Same culture.
Yes. I think the people down there were expecting it. They hear these numbers. They hear category 1, category 2. And these things have a big impact. We're going to have to change our communication skills. It's not.
If y'all could just, if both of you could step over there on that side, we'll get started and we'll get back with y'all.
It's the reverse surge.
And we'll come and get you afterwards to help with this.
So we're in fair hope.
Okay.
Thank you. And there's some chairs if you want.
Alicia, who's our mic guy?
Yeah, he's ready.
Who's our mic guy? Who's our mic guy? Okay, all right, perfect. Mike's good from here? Good. All right. Well, good morning and welcome, everyone. I greatly appreciate everybody's attendance here, and we're so happy to host you here on this groundbreaking ceremony. This is another unbelievable step for Grandview Medical Center and Daniel Corp in partnership for another building here. I'd like to briefly just acknowledge, although we're going to have an additional opportunity to recognize a number of the individuals behind me, but just note some of the key stakeholders that are here, the partners, some of the folks that have shared these hopes and dreams in our future. First, that we're more than pleased to have Governor Kay Ivey with us today. State Senator Jabbo Wagner's with us today from the Mayor's Office. Josh Carpenter is here, our City Councilor, Hunter Williams, our County Commissioner, Steve Ammons. We have Dr. Swade as a part of the State Health Planning Coordinating Council Chairman. We have Pat Henry, President of Daniel Corp. We also have Charlie Tickle, our Chairman and CEO of Daniel Corp. We have Rob Blaylock, which is Regional President for B&G, Brassville and Goree. We have Keith Granger, our Regional President for Community Health Systems. We also have our Chairman of the Board and CEO from Community Health Systems, Wayne Smith. We have the President of the Medical Staff, Dr. Allison Black, a neonatologist. We have a Grandview Board member, Jennifer Clark. We have another Grandview Board member, Quentin Riggins. And we have another board member I'm about to introduce, the Chairman of our board, James Spann. And there's no doubt that James needs no introduction in our state, but I'd like to just give a little context. James is an unbelievable steward for what we try to do culturally in this big building behind me, and has spent 15 years on our board as a leader through a number of trials and tribulations. But I guarantee you what happens in our boardroom translates to every single employee in our building. You can find Mr. Spann on the halls during holidays. You can find him after hours trying to interact with our staff and motivating them through things, of course, even like a pandemic. So I'd like to invite Mr. Spann forward for an invocation in the next part of our program. Thank you very much.
Let us pray. Lord Heavenly Father, I thank you so much for this great opportunity that's in front of us today. All of the resources that have come together for this that's about to begin here on this site. And Father, I especially thank you for the men and women that work on this campus, They're great encouragement to me, their servant's heart, the way they treat our patients, our guests. What a great opportunity that you've given us in this great healthcare ministry. We thank you for everything you've done for us so far. We thank you for the things you'll do for this hospital in the future, and thank you for this day today. In Christ's name we ask these things. Amen. We are so thankful for Community Health Systems, and I'm so thankful for Wayne Smith. Wayne, he might live in another state, but his heart is in Birmingham. His heart is in Alabama. There has been absolute unwavering support from Community Health Systems for this healthcare ministry in my 15 years here, and I am so thankful for what they've done for us. And at this time, I would like to introduce the chairman and the CEO of Community Health Systems, Mr. Wayne Smith.
Good morning. It's great to be here. It's too bad that James Spann could do a better job on the weather this morning, but but it is what it is. I want to take you back a little bit in terms of the history of where we've been and where we are now in terms of the development of this particular site. Sometime in October of 2007, Community Health Systems bought Triad Health System, which had about 53 hospitals, one of which was Trinity, Montclair. As part of that acquisition, we also acquired 100 acres out in Irondale. And that came with a CON, and we were ready to go. At least Triad was ready to go in terms of building a new facility. So we were thinking about all of this and what to do. I went down to Dallas to interview the CEOs of all those hospitals, and one of which was Trinity. And the lady that was the CEO, Keith Granger will remember this, told me about the site and all the above, and I was not very excited about it. I'm from Birmingham. I grew up in Eastlake. I love Irondale. But I love the golden rule, but I thought, well, there's probably a better opportunity for us, but now we've got a CON. It's really hard to get through the process. So anyway, long story short, I get this call from this guy, this Auburn guy that I'm a big Auburn fan, obviously, this Auburn guy, Charlie Tickle, and it's one of those, I got a deal for you, you can't refuse. And he told me about the Health South facility, and what Charlie failed to tell me is that he'd been trying to sell it for the last 2 or 3 years. He was on the verge of converting it into something else. I'm not sure he's going to tear it down or if he's going to make it a nursing home or whatever it was, but we were sort of his last-ditch effort in terms of acquiring the facility. So I sent a couple of executives from Community Health System down. They came down and looked at it, and they said, oh, that facility's in really bad shape. That property is a very small piece of property. We just think it's a bad idea. It's one of your worst ideas, Wayne. So anyway, I said, well, of course, growing up in Birmingham, I already knew about all the demographics and where all the physicians lived and all the above. And I said, look, why don't you do this? Why don't you look at the difference in terms of cost of us building a 400-bed facility in Irondale or taking over the old Health South Digital Hospital and renovating it. So long story short, with the help of a lot of people, including the state of Alabama, and the city in terms of economic development, we were able to build this facility for about $100 million less than what it would have cost us if we'd moved to Irondale. So that turned out, and when our guys looked at all the demographics, they got it pretty quickly. So we actually closed on the property in 2009, and then we started the torturous CON process, which took about 4 years to get through, and then it took us another couple of years before we actually opened in 2015. I'm trying to make this a very short rendition of what happened. But then the next thing that happened, and I think you're going to agree with me that this is the smartest thing I've ever done, I think, in terms of this facility. I talked Keith Granger into coming from Dothan, Alabama, and running the facility for us over the next few years, and we couldn't be more proud of what he's accomplished and the great job he's done here. And Keith did a pretty good thing. He did a smart thing too. He hired Drew Mason, so it's been a good chain in terms of all that. So today, where we find ourselves is we have one of the best hospitals in Alabama, without a doubt. Our patient experience here is absolutely outstanding. I never hear anyone say anything bad, except I only get good responses in terms of this. This is a developing site, as you can see. It's relatively small, and I don't know that we can get any more on it than we currently have. This might be it for us, but what has happened here and what you all and the leadership of Keith and Drew and James Spann is unbelievable in terms of the development of this facility. This is a great facility, and we have great physicians here and great nurses and great staff. So we're very proud of where we find ourselves today. So the expansion of our medical office building complex is just an addition in terms of the availability of services that we have and access to people throughout the state. This is a statewide facility, not just a Birmingham facility. We, through the years, we've had one person who's been here all along, has been very supportive, that has been with us. Jabbo Wagner has been with us since day one, has been very, very supportive. Dr. Swade has been with us as well. But the person who is responsible for the health care of people in the state of Alabama is a person that does not need to be introduced. You know, it's my pleasure to introduce the Honorable Kay Ivey, the governor of the great state of Alabama.
Well, good morning, everyone. What an exciting day. Thank you for allowing me to join you to celebrate the groundbreaking of Grandview Physician Plaza number 2. Wayne, and I want to thank you for your kind introduction and the hard work that you've put into making this facility possible. Wayne, in your 23-year career with community health systems, you've done a great deal for our state's health care community, and you've been recognized numerous times as one of the nation's top CEOs in health care. And throughout your long and successful career, you've never forgotten your roots, where you came from, and you've taken every opportunity to give back to your community at every juncture. So Wayne, as you make the transition from CEO to executive chairman of the board of Grandview, I'd like to take a moment to express my gratitude to you, Wayne Smith, for all you've done and that all you will continue to do for the great state of Alabama. Please accept this commendation from me, Wayne. Whereas it is with great appreciation that Wayne T. Smith is recognized for his dedicated service to Alabama's health care system. And now, therefore, I, Kay Ivey, do hereby commend Wayne Smith on his service to the state of Alabama and wish him nothing but the best as he transitions into his new role as Community Health Systems Executive Chairman of the Board of Directors.
Thank you very much, Governor. I'd hug you if I could.
Thank you. In the last 7 years, we've all had the privilege of seeing the Grandview Medical Center grow from an ambitious vision to the state-of-the-art medical facility that we see today. 2020 has been a year of challenges and hardships for all of us. And if COVID-19 has taught us anything, it is that investing in our medical community and hospital infrastructure is vital for Alabama's continued success and for the well-being of the people who call our state home. Throughout this public health crisis, our doctors, nurses, hospital administrators, and their staffs have worked tirelessly to ensure that Alabamians get the health care they need and they get it when they need it. And I'm really proud to see the Grandview Medical Center and the Daniel Corporation are recognized and are committed to offering the people of Birmingham and high-quality health care options that meet the needs of all Alabamians. We truly owe Grandview Medical Center and its staff and healthcare workers across the state a debt of gratitude for their relentless efforts and dedication through these trying times. And before we break ground, I'd also like to thank the Daniel Corporation, Brassfield and Gorey, and everyone who's played a role in making Grandview Physicians Plaza number 2 possible for the city of Birmingham and the surrounding areas. This healthcare institution continues to grow and will create more opportunities for our state. And I'm very excited to see the other things that are in store for the Grandview Medical Center. So thank you for allowing me to join you today, and I look forward to having the opportunity to visit this facility in the near future. Thank you very much.
Good morning. It is indeed a blessing to be here and celebrate today. And Governor Ivey, thank you so much for your remarks and for the other distinguished guests that are with us here this morning. My name is Pat Henry. I'm the president of Daniel Corporation, and I'm honored to represent the team of our Alabama-based development and investment organization. We're here to celebrate a very exciting project, 500 plus jobs, much more than 50 million of investment in the site, and hundreds of millions of dollars worth of economic impact here in the Birmingham community. And maybe most important of all, a project that furthers Birmingham's positioning as truly a healthcare leader in the region and across our nation. This project would not have been possible without the financial partnering with Seavest Healthcare Properties, who is our partner in this venture, and with whom we've formed a wonderful partnership with Grandview. I want to thank John Weiner and David Braunstein with Seavest, and of course the entire Grandview team, both here in Birmingham and in Nashville. Drew, Keith, Gordon, Eric, Keith, the other Keith. We've been working on this for some time, and it was a lot of effort to get us where we are today. We've been supported, as Governor Ivey mentioned, by a great execution team. Synovus Bank, our lender here, Brasfield and Gorey, general contractors, who have been our construction partner and the partner of Grandview on this campus since day one. ESA Design Architects and Shoal Engineering, helping us through what was a rather complicated site here. Finally, and perhaps most critical, with the engineering challenges that we faced on this site and marketplace influences really over the last 6-7 months, not an easy time to navigate the business and financial world. We had challenges and were able to face and join a unique partnership here with the city of Birmingham and with Jefferson County to help us overcome some of these hurdles. Josh Carpenter, who's here, working with Mayor Randall Woodfin, Councilman Hunter Williams. You guys were just incredible. You moved very, very fast. You embraced our partnership and challenges here. And I, for one, am happy to stand here today and testify that Birmingham is open for business right now. And we this and our community provides such great support for investors like ourselves, and for that we're very, very appreciative. And with the city, Jefferson County providing the same level of support, and Steve Ammons, the commission, the entire staff coming alongside us and helping us work through the challenges in a very quick process. As you can see, we're having a groundbreaking here, but we didn't let anything keep us from going ahead and getting started a little bit early, because we're on a very tight schedule. So we appreciate the Brasfield team pushing forward on that. So again, on behalf of myself, Daniel Corporation, Seavest Healthcare Properties, so appreciative of everybody today, and we're so excited about today. And with that, hand it over to Drew Mason.
Thank you, Pat, and I appreciate you delaying long enough for the sun to come out and to shine on this beautiful site. It really is hard to believe that 5 years ago we really would be able to sit here today and tell you such a powerful story. And we did have a dream to be able to change the dynamics of healthcare on the 280 corridor. It wasn't a prideful position that we thought through this. We really were up for the challenge to try to win the hearts and minds of each one of our patients. And I really, if I could just pause for a moment and brag on the teams that are working so hard behind us, I think that we've done that. And it's a really, really impressive testament to the work of our medical staff, our board of trustees, and our folks at the bedside. Grandview really is one of the fastest growing hospitals in the country, and it really is an economic engine of healthcare that we really have put a ton of effort behind. We've wanted to try to do something different at the bedside. We've wanted to have a culture that had a different level of empathy, a different level of listening skills and compassion, ultimately leaving our patients with a feeling of courtesy and respect. I mean, what I believe is the least that we can do in a pandemic at the bedside. Today, as many have alluded to before, we have excellent partners, Daniel Corp and Charlie Tickle and Pat Henry, as well as our building partners, the Brassfield and Gorey, who continue to push more concrete onto this small and undersized site, but building it higher and more visible, and hopefully more as a beacon of good quality care for our community. But this really isn't the first time that I think that we've crept towards the ends of the diving board together. But I'm very confident with this team that we can take another step in development for Grandview in the future. This will be, as you can see on some of the visuals, another mega tower on our campus, a 155,000 square foot building, a big suite of additional square footage of parking. So we're hopeful that we can provide a different level of clinical services, continue to invest in technology. That's going to be another suite of offering for our medical staff and our patients. Our goal is undoubtedly to continue to grow, and that is only possible by the trust level that this community has in us and that brand that we've worked so hard to create. And for giving us that confidence, I truly am grateful, and I'll tell you that we do not in any way, shape, or form take that lightly. I could not be more proud of our team, our dedicated medical staff, and our Board of Trustees, and grateful for the Board of Trustees members that are here today to support us. We're going to continue to press on and continue to have endurance and perseverance through this pandemic. It truly is a different way to deliver health care, but I've got more confidence in the team behind me working than anyone out there. I'd rather be with them than anyone in terms of facing these challenges. So again, thank you for your support, and I would greatly like to invite you to help us begin this ceremonial groundbreaking with a photo and a process behind us. Thank you so much.